Hello, this is Forest of Oak, lesson 1, introduction. Welcome to our school. It is lovely to have you here with us. There are 21 lessons within the first section, the Forest of Oak, including this introduction. Each one has text with the subject matter, followed by a series of questions and sometimes practical exercises too. You will also find links to blog posts and video talks for most lessons as well. Homework for each lesson should be emailed to your mentor, which is either myself, Ness, or Heather, at support@kitchenwitchhearth.net. Once you have passed a lesson, your next one will be emailed to you. The second section of our school is the Forest of Ash. Again, this has got 21 lessons. It is entirely up to you whether you wish to continue on to study this section once you have finished the first one. And then, if you wish to go further, we have the third section, which is the Forest of Hawthorn. Again, it is entirely up to you whether you continue on to this as well. On completion of the Forest of Oak, you will be presented with a certificate and the title Priest or Priestess of the Oak. On completion of the Forest of Ash, you will be presented with a certificate and the title Priest or Priestess of the Ash. If you choose to go on to the Forest of Hawthorn, on completion, again, you will receive a certificate and the title Priest or Priestess of the Hawthorn. We aim to return reviewed homework to you within 3 days, although it will usually be quicker than that. If you have not heard after a week, then there has been a problem, so please do contact us. There is no time limit on working through the lessons, but please take the time to work through the lessons properly and to digest the material. On average, the first section should take about a year to complete. It might take you a bit less time, it might take you a bit longer. There is no rule. We do suggest that a general time frame for each lesson should be about 2 weeks. Some of the lessons include branch classes, where we take you on a deep dive into the subject. We are always available. If you have any queries, you can email Rachel on hq@kitchenwitchhearth.net, and you can email myself or Heather on support@kitchenwitchhearth.net. Never feel lost, alone, or confused. We are here to help. All you have to do is holler. In the lesson PDF, there are website links to our blog, our public Facebook group, our private student-only Facebook group, and Kitchen Witch YouTube channel, and Rachel's YouTube channel. What is a witch? And what is witchcraft? We all know the stereotype portrayed in films and cartoons: green skin, pointy nose, warts, big black pointy hat. And while some witches have all of those, though maybe not the green skin, it is definitely not what we are about. Witchcraft is a magical practice, but it is also sometimes thought of as a religion or a way of life. A witch is what you are, who you are, and what you do. It is a truly beautiful and rewarding way of living your life. Witchcraft is earth-based, meaning that it is based upon reverence for nature, respect for animals, and respect for our environment and those in it. It is a chosen path filled with self-discovery, learning, and growth, as those who claim the title of witch will grow in knowledge and experience for a lifetime, and possibly more. Witchcraft is a generic term used to describe its many extensions and auto subcategories. There are no hard rules with witchcraft. You can tailor it to your personal beliefs, traditions, and rituals. Witches can be any gender. Occasionally, you might find someone calling themselves a wizard. That is by personal choice. You might also find on occasion someone calling themselves a warlock. Although that term is not often used today, generally we are all witches. Although witchcraft is a magical practice, you will also find that when witches follow the pagan pathway, as we do at Kitchen Witch, paganism is generally, but not always, a polytheistic religion, which means there is more than one figurehead, a goddess of whom has many names, and a god who also goes by many names. Personally, I think of deity as many facets to a diamond. Not all witches work with the gods and goddesses. It is a very personal journey. Some may choose to work purely with the spirit of nature. Others may choose to work only with one patron deity. Some may choose to just work with the goddess or the sky, the sun, and the earth. At the end of the day, it is your journey and your personal choice. There is no right or wrong. Witchcraft as a magical practice can also be worked alongside many other religions. A lot of witches practice ritual, observance of lunar events and the seasons. Rituals are split into two groups, Sabbats and Esbats. There are 8 Sabbats in a year, those being Yule or the winter solstice, Imbolc, spring equinox, all known as Ostara, Beltane, Letha, midsummer, Lughnasadh, the autumn equinox or Mabon, and Samhain. Although as kitchen or hedge witches, the Sabbats are often celebrated more in line with the seasons and the weather than dates on a calendar, but more about that in the lessons. Esbats are moon rituals, celebrating the new moons and the full moons. These rituals are performed within sacred or magic circles and are used for the purpose of asking for guidance or giving thanks to the goddess and god, and are often used for the performance of magic. Some witches are members of a coven, in which there will be a high priestess and or a high priest. The other members will be witches of varying degrees of initiation. There are also many, many solitary witches. There are numerous traditions within the witchcraft umbrella. There are Wiccans, Dianic, kitchen witchery, green witchery, hedge witchery, Alexandrian, eclectic, fairy, Gardnerian, and Sayax, to name but a few. We at Kitchen Witch are very much based in kitchen, wild, hedge witchcraft. Although most of us have had training in Wicca, but we also have studied between us folk magic, hoodoo, and druidry, to name but a few pathways. Witches practice magic, especially magic involving herbs, stones, colours, the elements, and the energy of nature. However, we do not perform animal sacrifices. The only sacrifices made are of a spiritual nature. Magic is the use of a witch's will and energy to manipulate and alter the probability of things around them. The only tool necessary to create magic is a strong will and focused intention. However, many witches will use a variety of tools as they feel the need to create their desired effect. Magic works in accordance with a natural law and will not create unlikely effects such as fireballs, bolts of lightning, or resurrect the dead. Well, not that we know of anyway. We are looking forward to walking this pathway and this journey with you. Kitchen Witch is run by a team of English witches, best-selling author Rachel Patterson, Ness Armstrong, and Heather Dewhurst. For further investigation, there is Rachel's YouTube Witch playlist, and the link for that is on the lesson PDF. your homework. There is no homework for this as such, as it is the introduction. However, there is a section on the online group entitled School Hearth. Pop over there and introduce yourself to everyone. That is at www.kitchenwitchhearth.net/groups. We would love you to email us with a brief description of what do you think a witch is. Note: Kitchen Witch owns the copyright to all lessons which may not be shared, copied, or posted elsewhere.